What's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back with another YouTube video, and you probably saw in the title, you probably saw in the thumbnail, how to beat overleveled players. And you might ask, what qualifies me to tell you guys how to beat overleveled players? Well, I'm a level 1 right now, and I'm at 4608, and it's pretty high up as a level 1, because in this range, there's consistently level 9, 10, 11s, and those are always majority of my games. 90% of my games are versus level 9, 10, or 11. So there's a lot of tips I've really learned throughout my level 1 journey on how I've improved my chances of winning against these players, and a lot of it comes down to deck composition, and then there's other tips and strategies you can use in-game as well to help you guys. Before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know today's my birthday, and that's why I might not upload for 4 days, because tomorrow, which is the day after my birthday, me and my family are leaving to go to the beach, and I might not have time to pre-record a YouTube video. This one that I'm actually making right now, this is like my third time recording it. I actually, I messed up the first 2 times. Well, one of them I had sound on, so this has already taken a while to do, so I don't think I'm going to have time to record one for the 4 days I'm gone, unfortunately. But anyways, the first tip is deck composition. So there's one card that I really recommend having, and that is the Skarmy. It doesn't matter if you have it at level 6, level 7, it doesn't matter. It fully shuts down max level E-Barbs, P.E.K.K.A.s, Giant Skeletons, Hog Riders, you name it. It's just a 3 elixir card that just gets so much value, and if your opponent doesn't have Zap, it gets even more, and even if they have Zap, you can outcycle it. Even if they zap the card, it still gets distraction value and even deals some damage in lots of cases, and it cycles your deck as well. So it almost always, I would even say always, gets value. Yeah, the Inferno Drag as well, which gets so much value because it shreds through P.E.K.K.A.s, Giants, Golems, Lava Hounds. I beat someone using a level 12 Lava Hound all because of the level 9 Inferno Drag. And then the NATO is the other thing that I would really recommend having too for king activation, because there's lots of Hog Riders around this trophy range. Maybe you're versing a Lumberjack, a Valkyrie, and you just want to pull it to the king and activate it. You can do that. You can also use it to pull stuff back, build yourself more time to counter it. Maybe a Balloon deck is an example of a time you'd want to do it. Use it for the pullback. And then you want to make sure you have a win condition in your deck. I'm a level 1, so I don't necessarily need to have a win condition. I'm just using kind of a chip deck. My deck, the way I win is by cycle, like outcycling my opponent, learning what they're running, and that's what I'm going to get into in the games in a second. But you guys who are level 8, 9, 10, you want to make sure you have a high level win condition. So a lot of people ask, like, Boss, what do you recommend? What deck do I use at this range? And I ask them, where are you at? And they say around 4,000, 5,000. So when you're there, it doesn't matter what deck you use. It more matters about your card levels and making sure the deck is well-rounded. You don't necessarily have to use a meta deck. You just want to make sure you have a strong win condition in your deck, and then you have some of the cards I mentioned, like the Skarmy. Doesn't matter what level you have it. You want to make sure you have it in the deck, though. And Giant and Hog Rider might be your guys' best option because you've unlocked them at an early stage in the game. You've had a lot of time to request them, trade them, so you build a deck around those, try to implement the Skarmy in the deck, and then just keep practicing the deck, because the more you practice it, the better you're going to learn the deck, learn interactions, learn how to beat people with higher level cards, higher king towers, because this game is all about practice. Practice is how I've learned basically how to climb so high up as a level 1. It all has to do with practice, the time you put into the game, and also just making sure that you know your deck is well rounded. It has to somewhat make sense, but it doesn't have to be a meta deck at the same time. So now guys, let's get into the first live game. I'm probably going to play 2-3 games live for you guys to show you examples of what I'm thinking in my head when I'm playing these games, so you guys can understand what you should be thinking too when you verse someone who's higher level than you, and how it's different than a regular game. So let's go into the first game. So we're going against a level 11. Now this is actually normal I typically go against level 10s or 11s. Those are most of my games. So the key is being very passive until you know what they're running or until double, and you often want them to make the first move. So he's calling the good game, obviously probably thinking he's going to have a pretty easy win since we're level 1, but hopefully we can prove him wrong. So he's not doing anything. We could wait for him, or we could just go ahead and play a Magic Archer in the back to kick things off. Since he's not doing anything, we'll kind of wait for him and go from there. So it looks like he just decides to go with the Sparky in the back. So our Ewis is going to get a lot of value against that. So remember what I said, guys, about identifying what the other person's running. You have to remember what cards they have and then identify what their weakness is, like what cards do well against theirs. So we can Ewis right on top of the Sparky and his Executioner, and that's going to shut it all down because the Ewis survives with a smidge of health. Let's go ahead and play our own Sparky in the back now to counter that Wizard and also to make sure we don't leak Elixir. We're now going to see if he has a Zap or not. So oh my gosh, guys, he's actually... I think, guys, he's giving us the win. Alright, guys, sorry about that. I'll move on to the next one. It's probably, maybe I'm getting a little lucky since it's my birthday. I'm getting a free win. Well, that's nice. Alright, yeah, we'll move on to the next one. I'm not going to complain about a free win or free trophies, of course, but it doesn't really help you guys out since he did that. But you saw at the beginning of the game what I was talking through. I was talking through the cards he had. I was remembering them. So then if it were an actual game, later in the game, I would have remembered those cards, remembered also his cycle, because what you often need to remember is so now we're going against a level 9. So a level 9, he's still 8 levels above me, but of course a level 9 is a lot easier to beat than, say, a level 10 or 11, or even a level 12. So he goes with a Witch in the back. That's a typical play at this range. A lot of you guys know a lot of people use Witch, Wizard, stuff like that. So Witch in the back, kind of a typical play, and then he goes in with his Valkyrie as well. So hopefully our Sparky here can splash the Valkyrie, and it does. So we need to watch out now for that balloon other lane, and we may need to NATO I was going to say the Witch, because it actually got a lot of damage on our tower. I wasn't expecting it to get that much damage, unfortunately. So he decides to go in with an Inferno. I don't think that was the best play. Sparky's going to be able to take it out, and it's going to get a hit on his tower if he didn't respond to it, and he chose to go in with a Skarmy. So he has Skarmy, Inferno, Witch, Valkyrie. So the good news is our Sparky's probably going to get a lot of value in this matchup. And the other good thing is I think our Magic Archer's going to get quite some value as well. So we need a Sparky to get rid of that Valkyrie, and then we may have a chance to get like a Sparky connection here. He has to respond, of course, so either way our Sparky's probably going to get some value. Unfortunately, it's going to shoot one skeleton, so that's not going to do very much for us. Let's just Inferno Drag in the back. And yeah, guys, I'm really regretting all that damage I took in single. That was for sure a mistake. That Witch, I should have NATO'd. I should have played something else so it didn't get all that damage. I really regret doing that. But that may not end up costing us the game. We'll have to see. But yeah, that was for sure not something, if looking back at it, not something I'm okay with, taking all that damage. So we need a NATO here, and we need to get an Inferno Drag on this, because I want to make sure that that balloon doesn't even get death damage. If it gets even death damage on our tower is going to be kind of in like a critical range. It's going to be like really low on HP. It already is quite low, so I don't want it to be any lower. Let's play an Ewis right on top of the baby dragon. And I think at this point we've seen everything that he has in his deck. So our Magic Archer, from what I can tell, is going to get a lot of value since he doesn't have a big spell. Unless he has a big spell, he just hasn't used it. Let's NATO. Hopefully that Sparky can kill all that's clumped together. There we go. Let's stack another Sparky, guys. And like I said, he doesn't have a big spell, so all this here is going to get a lot of value. Unfortunately, that Inferno is going to be able to kill the Sparky, And also that Sparky shoots at one skeleton. That's kind of unfortunate for us, but guys, it's all about patience. It's all about waiting for your opportunity to break through. We weren't able to there, but we can just set up another push and hopefully be able to get him this time, because we're slowly but surely kind of getting him in a bad cycle, whittling him down like an elixir and stuff. So he decides to go in with a balloon rage other lane. So let's just NATO this, you know, make sure it doesn't get a single shot on our tower. Otherwise, if it does, one balloon hit basically takes your tower when you're level 1, so you can't let that happen. And guys, I really recommend playing as a level 1. It'll really help you learn how to beat overleveled people too. That's really going to help you because you learn several interactions and you rely so much on defense. And I think it's just a great learning experience. So I think that would be another great way to practice. But you might not need to. Maybe just the tips I told you at the beginning of the video, and also just remembering their cycle, being very patient. You notice how I didn't really make mistakes that game, except at the beginning when I took that damage. But you really have to focus throughout the whole game and just wait for your opportunity to finally break through, and that's what you have to do. You use your towers really to help you too. Think of it this way: your towers are basically free troops. They're always just gonna help on defense because you don't, and then they're always there. Like, you don't have to pay for them with elixir, so they're just the key to beating overleveled people too. You just play defense, use your towers to your advantage, because you'd be surprised how many interactions you win, even with a low-level card versus a high-level card. Like, for example, my level 9 Ice Wizard can stop, I think, a level 11 Wizard with the help of my tower, without the Wizard getting a single shot on my tower. Stuff like that, very good to keep in mind, and you learn those interactions just by playing versus those high-level people, and then once you remember that, the next time that situation happens, you remember, oh, I can just play the Ice Wizard, save 2 elixir. And those elixir exchange are extremely important when it comes to beating like high-level people. So let's go in another game. Maybe, okay, so now we're versing level 11, so maybe here, guys, I can beat a level 11, which is, of course, even harder than beating a level 10, which we just did, and involves even more just... Honestly, you have to play kind of flawlessly. You have to really, like, I don't really know how to explain it. You have to stay focused the whole game. And you really have to, your mindset really should be this. You should be, okay, I'm going to, if I can't break through, I'm going to tie the game. That's what you should be thinking when you're playing someone really high up or overleveled. Because you're not going to always, so he starts out with a minion horde, rage, clone at the bridge. So we were able to just NATO that back, playing Ewas on it for 7 elixir, getting really nice value on that. So that's a great exchange. That's going to really help us out in the beginning of this game, and we also get a good amount of damage on his right tower. So great start for us. I'm going to go ahead and Sparky now to defend his Sparky, and I'm going to make sure to play a skeleton army because I want to protect our Sparky so then it doesn't just die to his. So now we have a Sparky on the map that he has to address. I'm just going to let it be. I'm not going to play a Princess, Ice Wizard, or anything just because I don't know what he's going to do and I want to save it if needed. So he goes in with his minion horde again. So what I've noticed about his deck is since he has the Clone and Rage, that's really going to mess up his cycle because in lots of cases he's not going to be able to use the Clone and Rage, and he certainly can't use it on defense. So that's going to be very helpful for us. So it seems like to me, after looking at his deck, his main like source or his main threat that I need to worry the most about is his minion horde, because if he gets a good minion horde rage on us, we're going to be in trouble. Just because our towers are level 1, it would easily shred through it, so we need to be very careful about that. Let's go ahead and Sparky in the back. He goes with a golem in front of his tower. So his golem's only level 10, not too bad, not like a level, you know, 11 golem, anything crazy like that. So let's go ahead and just let that be, and then plop an Ewiz on top of his Sparky. We need a NATO here just to make sure that his Sparky doesn't splash on our tower, because we would lose it if that were the case. Let's go ahead and play a Sparky at the bridge. Reason why is because I feel like he's kind of... He kind of had a messed up cycle. That didn't really work out for us, though, unfortunately, because he did have his minion horde, and that was a little bit of a mistake on my end. I forgot about his minion horde. He does go in with arrows, though, making a little bit of a mistake there. Let's just go ahead and Ewiz and Princess on top of that to kill the minion horde. And now, guys, he just used his minion horde, so he doesn't have it in cycle. So let's go ahead and Sparky Magic Archer here, and maybe we can get a NATO going to pull the golem next to the tower, and the Sparky splashes, and sure enough it does. So now, guys, his tower's in triple digits. He goes in with his own Sparky, Magic Archer still hitting the tower, and we can go ahead and start up another defensive set here against his Wizard and Sparky. So let's, again, just play an Ewiz right on top of the Sparky. Nothing really to worry about. We need a Skarmy here, though, because the Sparky may end up... Oh, wow, that was so close, guys. The Sparky almost splashed on my tower, if you guys saw. We need to go Ice Wizard NATO here to pull back that minion horde, buy yourself more time for the tower to kill it, and then we can just set up on defense again, being really careful. Let's just Princess here, and then Magic Archer, and then plop an Ewiz right on top of his Sparky once it gets closer. So Ewiz there, Magic Archer still alive, and then we can go in with an Ice Wizard here, and then NATO, and then I think Magic Archer could potentially finish off the game. No, because unfortunately for us, he did NATO and kill the Magic Archer, so well played on his end. So, guys, we're just being really kind of just patient here, waiting for our opportunity to finish off his tower. There's no rush. There's never a rush, because, as I said, worst case scenario, you tie the game, which is more than okay. So, we should be able to, again, just play an Ewiz right on top of his Sparky. Our Sparky finishes off his Sparky. We have our Magic Archer up again. Ewiz does luck on the tower, and he goes in with a Golem. Magic Archer finishes off the game. So, it took a while, but we were able to win the game, even though he had quite some high-level cards, as well as being a level 11. His Minion Horde was level 12, Wizard 11, and then, like his arrows were 12 as well. So, we were patient, though. His deck, I know, didn't make much sense, but we still won, despite the fact that he had just really high-level cards, and now we're at 4,700. I'm going to go for one more game, win or loss. I think we should go for one more, because we really only had 2 games since this one the guy actually disconnected. So let's go ahead and play one more game, just to give you guys some more tips, and we're versing a level 10. So hopefully this will be less intense than the level 11 game. It might be hard, though. It depends on what his levels are. So he goes with a Princess at the bridge. Let's scar me here, and then if he zaps it, we have to play our own Princess. Looks like he just lets it die. Alright, so let's play a Princess here on his minions. Hopefully gets another shot on them, because our tower, unfortunately, does not take one shot to kill them after the Princess kills them. So, again, interactions are really tough with your towers being low level, and when you're 1 even more so. So, let's play an Ewiz on that miner, just because he played in the safe spot, so I couldn't NATO it. Pretty well played on his end, actually. And it looks like he has a lot of legendaries, kind of like my deck. He has the Miner, he has the Princess, and the Mega Knight as well. So, the Magic Archer is not able to finish off the Princess, but I wait for the Princess to lock onto my Inferno Drag, and then go in with the Skarmy, so then that way the Skarmy doesn't get splashed by the Princess. He has the Log as well, so it looks like, guys, it's an all-legendary deck, except that the minions, which he has at level 12, which are pretty high level. Princess should be able to get 2 shots on it and then live, and it does. So I'm thinking we should go in with the Sparky in the back once we hit 10 Elixir. Let's go ahead and do that now. And he just plays an Ewiz. So level 9 Ice Wizard guys can actually shut down a level 10 Ewiz without it getting damage on our tower. Our Sparky finishes it off anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So I'm thinking here we should go in with an Inferno Drag, because I'm thinking he's going to go in with a Mega Knight, since that's his best thing in cycle dealing with it. No, it looks like, guys, he has the Mirror. So I did not know that he has the mirror, but I do know now. Let's go with an Ewas here, Princess here, and then I actually missed the NATO, guys. Oof. A little bit of a mistake on my end. Yeah. For sure, mistake on my end. It's fine ending on a loss because, guys, that's another important part to pushing down here is you are going to lose games. You're not going to win every single one. And the reason why it's an important part is I'll show you guys my battle log, or I'll show you when we lose this game. Yeah, we can't come back, unfortunately. Well played on his end. That little bit of mistake kind of cost me because that miner ended up doing a lot of chip to our tower because level 1 tower does almost nothing to the miner. That's going to be GG. We are going to end on a loss, but I thought we had 2 solid games before that. But I want to show you guys. See, we only lost 18 trophies, which is not bad at all. Because when you win a game, you win 32, 30, 30, and you only lose 18. So even if you end up losing a game, it's not the end of the world because you just win basically twice the amount. So it doesn't matter too much when you lose a game until you get to about 5,000 trophies. And when you're at like 4,000 trophies, 4,200, 300, when you lose, you only lose 14 even. So you just, you barely lose anything. So part of the learning process is losing some games, learning interactions and stuff. But I think the main thing that you guys should take away from this video is practice, patience, and just, I don't know, practice and patience I feel like are the biggest 2 things. I mean, I played this game 3 years, I'm still learning stuff today, and I guarantee you guys can make it where I'm at too, as level 8, 9, or 10. If you just get like the tips I give you at the beginning of the video about building your deck, about what you should be thinking when you're in each game, and you can make some tweaks to your deck. If you continue to lose to a lot of the same stuff, consider changing a card in your deck or something like that to better your deck against a certain maybe archetype or kind of card that you keep on losing to. But overall, guys, overleveled people are tough to beat, but it is possible because if I'm a level 1, I know you guys can do it too, and you don't need to have legendaries either, because when you're level 1, you can actually request cards in your clan. So you can see requesting cards unlocks at King 3. When you guys are level 8 and 9, you can easily just request cards, get them upgraded, so you don't need to use an all-legendary deck like I do. So I hope I gave you guys some solid tips, and like I said, if I can't get a video out the next few days while I'm gone at the beach, if I can't pre-record a video today, I apologize in advance, but I hope I gave you guys some solid tips, and let me know in the comments what you guys want to see in future videos, and like the video if you guys enjoyed it, learned something, and also subscribe for more videos like this. My next video, I'm hoping when I come back, will be a video of me hitting 5K as a level 1. I think that would be an awesome video, getting to Masters 1 as a level 1. I think that's going to be my next one. Maybe once I unlock a couple more legendaries, I'll do a Pro vs. Pro. I would really like to unlock the Miner, Lumberjack, Bandit, and Log. Those would be very helpful to have. I don't know if I can do a Pro vs. Pro without them, just because the Lumberjack, Bandit, Miner, Log are just so good, and not being able to use those would be kind of difficult to win a Pro vs. Pro with. Maybe viewer versus me, something like that, or sub versus me. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.